Welcome to the Lakeshore Christian Church Midweek podcast. I'm Pastor Randy Cordell. We're coming to you live from our studio at our Antioch campus here in Nashville, Tennessee. We're happy to have you joining us today. If you haven't already done so, we'd love for you to subscribe to the podcast. Just hit that subscription button there, and you might want to also hit that notification bell. You'll get notified each time a new episode drops. We come to you live at noon on Wednesdays, but we know sometimes you can't listen live at noon. So once it's posted, you can listen to it anytime after that on most popular podcast platforms. Each week on the podcast, we normally spend some time talking about the message series that we're in here at Lakeshore. Right now, we're in a series called A Life Well Lived. And this past weekend was a big one for us. We just celebrated our 50th anniversary as a church. So we had a special Saturday night service, and we had a lot of fun with that. And then at our services on Sunday, we continued the celebration. And we just loved honoring those who helped get the church started and then kept it going and supported it throughout all the years. We all stand on the shoulders of those who've come before us, and we appreciate everybody that has done so much to sacrifice and so many years of commitment for the ministry of Lakeshore Christian Church. It has truly impacted not just this community, but the whole country and the world for all eternity. And God continues to use our church in great ways. So it was a fun thing to celebrate. Well, as a part of that celebration and going along with that theme of a life well lived, for the podcast in November, I've been having guests come in that are ministry partners that we've been able to work with some to maximize our impact as a church, because no one church can do everything, but there are a lot of other great Christian individuals and organizations out there doing really good stuff, and we love to partner with those and see how we can work together for the kingdom of God. I believe God is pleased when brothers and sisters in Christ work together in unity to get the work of ministry done that He's called us to do. And today, as our guest, I have a great friend that I've known for quite a while now. Jeff Schicks is here with us. Jeff is the Executive Director of Youth for Christ here in Nashville. He's also an elder here at the church, and previous to that, he worked as a youth pastor here as well. So we've had a long relationship with all of those things as you came in to be members here and then working as a youth pastor and all of that. So
15 years.
Yeah, is that how long?
Yep.
All right. Jeff and his family.
Getting old.
Yeah, nah, we're not getting old. We're just getting better. There you go. Jeff and his family have been a real blessing to our church family and to so many here in the community. So welcome, Jeff. It's good to have you today,
It's great to be here, Pastor Randy. Thank you.
Well, one of the things I wanted to do today, I know a lot of people may already be familiar with Youth for Christ, but I'm sure some of our listeners are not. So tell us a little bit about what the ministry of Youth for Christ is and your role there with the organization.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Thank you. So the history of Youth for Christ is, started back in the 1940s with Dr. Billy Graham, starting that with the Crusades and the Assemblies. And from there, just rolled out into chapters across the globe in both the United States and even abroad. Currently, Youth for Christ has about 120 chapters in the USA and then about 113 even beyond that in the world. And so you can go to just about any major country and find a Youth for Christ chapter there. We are currently, Nashville Youth for Christ is the only chapter in the state of Tennessee, and we do some different programs with youth ages 11 to 19 to try and introduce them to the gospel of Jesus Christ, and then from there build a relationship where they start asking questions, and then we hopefully connect them to a church in their neighborhood where they can start attending.
Absolutely. In fact, we have someone here from another country that first came to Christ through Youth for Christ in his country. That's a part of our church family here.
Yes, Henry.
Yeah, Henry. It's been great to hear his story of that connection that he had there. And a lot of people don't know it goes back to Billy Graham with the Youth Crusades originally that he was doing, and it developed out of that. So what a great history of an organization. I know one of the things that we love about partnering with Youth for Christ, as we know, it's Christ first, Christ-centered, you're lifting up Christ, but there's a way to do that and be able to do it in a way that you're welcomed into schools and detention centers and things like that, and you guys handle that really well, of making it something that the school systems, for the most part, have been willing to cooperate and work with you on that and allow you to come in and do. It's kind of like clubs for the schools, yes. Right? Yeah. And then we're lucky to have the opportunity to for our Smyrna campus to serve as a campus life location, right?
Yeah, correct. Both this campus and the other campus both serve as local campus life or locations for our ministries. Yeah.
Yeah. And tell us a little bit about, all right, when you go when you are into the schools or the detention centers, how does that work? What do you do when you go into there?
Yeah, so a couple of programs that we have that are in the schools is our campus life, both before and after school. And some of those happen also during the school. So, for instance, at Johnson Alternative, that one's during the school day. And so it's a parable form of the gospel. We know that there's an overlap, like where the circles connect, like in our logo, our 3 circles. There's that sweet spot where the gospel intertwines with our character and behavior. And so we find those sweet spots. We label it as a character development, and we just go in there and try and develop programming where kids understand their behavior is connected to their scholastic work too, and then how that intertwines with God's example of our behavior, how it should be in a school. And so with our campus life, that's how we do that. And with our JJM, with our juvenile justice ministry, we can actually talk about the gospel anytime we want there. And so we always connect scripture into that. If it's a before school club or an after school club too, we always connect the gospel of Jesus Christ to those clubs.
Yeah, a little more freedom to do that, focused on that specifically. So going into the detention centers too, that's a big part of what you do, and that's got to be challenging too. It's mostly kids. What age range are we talking about there?
Yeah, so unfortunately as young as 11, 12 years old in detention centers in Rutherford and Davison and sometimes Williamson County. And in that, we find both boys and girls in a situation where they oftentimes have lost hope. And we come in each week, build a relationship with them, obviously bring in snacks so they get something of a treat that they don't normally get. And just an opportunity for us to listen well to them, find out some interaction points, and there introduce them to the gospel and how there's hope found in the gospel of Jesus Christ. And with that ministry of juvenile justice ministry, just this past several weeks, we've had 7 who have been baptized in the one facility. And those are just the girls that we're aware of that have been baptized. And it's even beyond that. We are seeing just those without hope are finding hope in Jesus Christ.
Absolutely. I know another one of our elders, Dean, volunteers some and goes in. He said one of the things that impressed him the most is one of the young men that he was working with. He said, "I'll see you at the next appointed time," that they were supposed to be back. And he says, "You're coming back?" And he said, "Yeah, I plan to keep coming back." He said, "Most people don't." And I love that in Youth for Christ, you try to have that consistency where they know it's done because you really care about them. And they haven't felt that sometimes in a long time, that there's an adult in their life that cares that much about them.
Yeah, absolutely. And Dean is an adult that genuinely cares. He's a volunteer, but he is there. Unless he's tied up with his work, he's there every single week investing in those young men, and they feel it, his love for them, really.
Absolutely. Well, I know you got several different aspects of what you do. Tell us the different programs that you do. We already mentioned them, but let's go through them again.
Yeah, so Campus Life is in middle school and high schools, ages 11 to 19. Our Parent Life program is in middle school and high schools. That's where we come alongside maybe a student that's been in a sexual situation they had no control over. Maybe they were assaulted, maybe they've had an abortion, or maybe they find themselves in middle school or high school that they're pregnant. Yeah. We come alongside them and try and develop a relationship and then help them finish their education with our Parent Life program. Our City Life connects with Rocket Town downtown, where we come into a community center atmosphere and partner with them as volunteers to try and help those students that attend there. And then our Juvenile Justice program is our one in the facilities.
So tell us how many facilities you're in right now, kind of give us an idea of where all they are, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so in the county, the mid-Tennessee area that we cover, we're in 10 different pods across the juvenile justice system. We're in about 23 schools, including our Campus Life and Parent Life programming, and then our main contact is Rocket Town for our City Life.
Yeah. Man, I love that because, as I said, no one church can do everything, and we shouldn't even try to. You're everybody out trying to do all of the things that are good things that you want to do.
Amen.
But we can partner, and I know that you guys face that a little bit too, because you love it when a school says, yeah, you can come in and you want to do that, but it requires more volunteers. It requires more time and energy and support and effort to get it done. So to be doing that many at one time with just in Middle Tennessee, it spreads you pretty thin, I'm sure. Yeah.
And we are blessed to have, Lakeshore that's been a partner with us for 15 years. Publix has been a partner with us that supplies us with baked goods that we then take into the schools.
Yeah, the kids love that.
Amazing partnerships.
There you go. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Those partnerships are really vitally important. So if we have any listeners that maybe work at a company or some kind of organization that could be potentially a partner with you, what would be the best way for them to get more info or contact you on that?
Yeah, if you want to do so by phone, the phone number for our Nashville Youth for Christ is 615-320-7050. That goes to my cell phone number. And then also on the web, you can go to NashvilleYFC.org. That's our website, and you can connect with us there as well.
Yeah. And I know organizations are one thing, but then there's also that need for, maybe they can donate things like Publix is doing or something like that. But there's the need, too, for really to build a base of monthly supporters as well.
Yeah, that's our currently probably a deficit for us is that monthly support,
Right. So individuals or organizations, either one could do that, right?
Yeah, from $10 to whatever dollars.
Sure, yeah. Well, I know it's a worthy cause, and if somebody is looking for something that they feel like is a good return on their investment, I can't think of anything better than the kind of work that Youth for Christ is doing. And, of course, we want you to support your local churches, but the local church is just a part of, and we can't be everywhere. And Youth for Christ is able to get into schools in ways that the local church can't necessarily always do that. And so it gives us another maximization of our outreach into those places that we might not could get to ourselves. So I really believe in the need there and the work that's being done. So if you're listening and you want to get more information or you're wanting to connect and get involved in any way, I know they can always use volunteers as well. So when you have people interested in volunteering, what's the process on that?
Yeah, it starts with just references check and then a background check, obviously, to be in the school system. And then we do some online training that YFC USA does for all of our volunteers so that they're well equipped before they step in to try and help some of those students out.
Right. So I know we've got a couple of members here that are connected already and involved, on staff as well.
Yeah.
Deanna, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And what is her role there? What is she doing?
Gianna is our parent life director, and she does an amazing job with our teen moms. At Antioch and Cane Ridge, she was just at Cane Ridge just a couple of days ago.
I thought I saw a post on that. Yeah, that's good. All right. Well, good. So if they're interested in volunteering, they go through that process. But tell us about what is your staff like right now? Who all do you have on staff, or how many people do you have? That kind of thing right now.
Yeah, so unfortunately we're operating a little lean. We have 5 part-time staff, and myself is the only full-time staff currently. But we have about 15, 16 volunteers that also help tremendously with our counties and our programs. And so we could not do it without the amazing volunteers that we have. We have a great connection with Fisk University and Belmont University where we get students that are psychology majors or criminal justice majors that help us in the juvenile detention centers too. Yeah. So some really good partnerships that help get us really good quality volunteers.
Yeah, and that's a win-win because they need the experience and the opportunity to get out there and try these things that they're going to school for and all that. It's great for them, but it also helps the organization and it helps the people that they're reaching out to. So I love that the schools are like that, are willing to work with you on that. Yeah, it benefits everybody.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to get more information, make sure you either call or visit their website. I can't believe you gave your cell phone number out there on the podcast, but call a cell phone with any problems you might have, any concern.
One other thing that we want to thank Lakeshore for, too, every year they put up a giving tree where people take tags off of them to adopt a student for Christmas because we realize that many of them don't have hope through the holidays. And so I just want to extend a thank you for, putting up a giving tree for us. And people are snatching those tags off to bring back some of those gifts for the juvenile justice kids and our parent life kids. So thank you so much.
We're happy to be able to partner like that. There's so many people in the church that ask us, are there some families or individuals that need some help for the holidays? And we say, well, we just happen to have a way you could partner on that with someone who already has that source of people that need the help. They've already gone through that process of identifying some of the needs there. So we don't have to do that on every individual case. You've already done it. So if you are at our campus, at the Antioch campus, we have a tree in the lobby. It's got ornaments hanging on it that they've gone through the process of filtering through and finding the needs for specific items that they might need. And you could take that ornament, go purchase those things, and then bring them back. I've seen people, there's some out there right now, Jeff, if you want to pick it up while you're here, stuff that people have brought to do that. But then I think even after that, You're going to be doing some where you wrap the gifts and all that to take out, right? You got
two different wrapping parties, one on December 6th and one on December 4th, I believe. It's a first Wednesday of December and the first Sunday of December.
Yeah, and you can volunteer to help with that as well. So if you got those times, or you need to get those times or dates, just be sure you can contact Jeff or go to their website there and inquire about that. They'll be glad to follow up with you on that. Yeah, our members always get excited, and they always love it when they see the tree ornaments as kind of getting empty. But then I know they come in and refill it again. Yeah. And I think this year you've targeted a couple of needs maybe that weren't the ones we did last year. Maybe some storm relief as well.
We did. We're doing some storm relief to victims over in the East Tennessee area through a mission trip that we're taking in December with Joey Potter Missions, and to help some displaced people over in that area. Some of those tags are on the tree as well.
Okay, yeah. Well, it's a great way to help out. I know we should always have a generous spirit, but certainly at the holidays, it seems like more people are thinking about that and looking for those opportunities. So we wanted you to know about that opportunity. And you don't have to be a member here at Lakeshore or even attend our services. If you want to stop by, just call during the week. Stop by if you want to pick up an ornament and go get those things and bring it back here to us. We'll be glad for you to do that. We're just happy to have this partnership and be able to make a difference like that. And we appreciate your good, generous hearts, those that have already taken those things. I've seen a lot of people already bringing the gifts in. So thank you for getting those ornaments and doing that. And I'm sure that in the future, there are going to be other opportunities that we can partner with Youth for Christ and help out. But we really appreciate you, Jeff, and the way you serve here as an elder as well at Lakeshore. We love, especially your family is a little more connected at the Smyrna campus, but you also make time to be here at the Antioch campus as well. And we just appreciate all that you do and your family.
Well, and thank you too. I think it's 33 years of leadership here at Lakeshore.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
I keep hanging around. They haven't changed the locks on me yet, so I keep coming back in. I've enjoyed it. I love it. Well, thank you again for being here, Jeff. Thank you for joining us on the podcast today. Before we go, a couple of things I want to remind you of. Remember, we do have that giving tree out in the lobby here at the Antioch campus. Make sure you get an ornament there. We want you to mark your calendar, too. Surprisingly, it seems like it's just come so fast because we were working on the 50th anniversary stuff and getting ready for that. But our Christmas Eve candlelight service is coming up soon. It's not that far away. It's going to be, of course, Christmas Eve, December the 24th, here at the Antioch campus. It'll be at 6 p.m. Then at the Smyrna campus, we're going to do 2 services there on Christmas Eve, one at 4 o'clock and one at 6 o'clock. So you can mark your calendars for that. Of course, we'll post that on our website and get social media posts out on that to remind you, but we'd love for you to be a part of that. Also, down at the Smyrna campus, they are partnering with Smyrna Elementary School. We've done that partnership for quite a while with the Eagle Tree Stocking Drive, they call it, and they have ornaments available there for $20 each that will help provide for the needs that they connected through Smyrna Elementary Schools. We hope you can help out with that. Lots of other good things going on here at Lakeshore. Follow us on social media. We're mostly on Facebook and Instagram. And, of course, we have our YouTube channel where you can go there, and we archive all of our past services there and messages that you can listen to at any time. And also the podcast episodes are posted there. Thank you for joining us today. We hope that you can be with us in person if you're in the area. If not, we live stream our services every Sunday morning at 9 a.m., and we want you to be able to connect there if you can't be in person. But here at the Antioch campus, in-person services are at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. on Sunday mornings. At the Smyrna campus is at 10 a.m. So join us any way you can, whether it's online or in person, as we continue to connect, grow, and serve here at Lakeshore Christian Church.